Hey guys, what's up? Brian Jodis back for another episode of Pick Up the Six podcast. And this one's going to feel a little different because we're basically recording this in real time and trying to get it to you guys as fast as we can because we've got something developing that we want to make sure that you know about. And it's a really cool story about an amazing event that's coming up here in the next few weeks. And it's pretty close to where I'm at here in North Carolina. I'm going to be headed down to Aiken, South Carolina for a 22-hour workout. We got a man coming in from Arkansas named Adam Cooper. He's on the podcast today. Lowell Coppert, great friend of the show, multi-episode visitor here to Pick Up the Six, and the owner of 56 Brave, and just a good friend and really great friend of this show here too. But these guys are working on something that's going to be really cool, which is a 22-hour workout. This one man's going to work out for 22 hours to raise awareness for veterans' mental health. And it's going to be a pretty powerful day, and we wanted to get you the info as quickly as we could. So one, you could support it. And if you're in the area, you can come over and maybe be a part of it. And so Adam, Lowell, gentlemen, good afternoon and good to see you guys.
Good to see you. Nice to have you.
Copper, what's up, man?
How's it going, man? Thanks for having us as always.
Absolutely. This is one of those deals where a week ago, I get a phone call and Lowell's like, I got something. I got an idea. We got something in the works. And I was like, that sounds crazy. When is it? And here we are a week later, but the genesis is we got a friend, Adam Cooper, who's like, I want to do something. I want to do something to continue to raise awareness. We're leaving far too many veterans on the sidelines. When they get home, we're leaving them behind. And it's incredible because our country has made a vow that we'll leave no man behind, right? Would never consider leaving someone on the battlefield. Yet, unfortunately, far too many times when those warriors return home, some with scars you can't see, sometimes they get left behind. And we've got soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians who are sadly taking their own lives every day because of some of those wounds that you can't see. And it's got to stop. And it's a reason why our friends like Ray Cash Care do push-ups every weekend. It's a reason why Lowell and those guys are so dedicated to this effort. And partly it's a reason why they hiked across South Carolina to bring awareness for Vietnam veterans, but also in this space. And so, Adam, first and foremost, man, I'm just grateful for you. And this idea of, dude, I'm going to get after it. I'm the Never Quit Fit Dad, but I want to get after it for some purpose. So, yes. Brother, just tell me a little bit about where this idea came from.
I got into fitness about 5 years ago, really hard. It's just something I grew a passion to love and enjoyed to do. And I started getting into climbing stairs every single day, and every single day I would just push myself harder and harder. And I realized that it was helping me physically, but more important, mentally. It was releasing all this tension that I had built up in my mind, and and when I was done, it was a sense of relief. And as I grew to do this every single day, I got to thinking, what can I do to spread this out to other people, to get other people to realize how important it is to get yourself into shape physically, because it really, really helps you mentally. Mm-hmm. And as I climbed, and one day I had a really bad day mentally. I was just dealing with some crap in my life. And so I went to the gym and I climbed the stairs for 3 hours straight.
God, holy geez.
And
yeah.
That's a big effort.
And I said to myself when I was done, I was like, holy cow, that felt great. I love it. And I felt 10 times better. So as part of me being a veteran, and I know that people deal with the whole mental health problems, I said, I need to get more veterans doing this, just to release some tension and some pressure, or whatever you want to call it, in their brain, and to exert themselves and push themselves, and to understand that the biggest thing is the government's not going to help you. We have to help each other, and to get them to just to work out and exert themselves just like they did while they were in service. And so I came up with this idea. Hey, I'm going to climb stairs for 22 hours and raise awareness. And I had nobody to help me. I was pushing this all by myself. And I always had the idea, if my brother got a hold of it, it could go somewhere. And I never asked my brother to do anything for me. But he showed his support by purchasing a shirt for me. And he posted it, and that's where it started to grow from there. That's when Lowell came in and said, "Hey, let's do this," and here we are. I'm there. I'm just ready to do it. There's not much for me to
Yeah.
say. I'm not much of a speaker on it. I just want to raise as much awareness as I can. It's not even really about money at this point. It's about, hey, get off the couch, guys, and let's push ourselves. And if I could help one veteran open his eyes and realize what this can do for him, that's one life we saved.
Yeah.
And that if one life is better than no life at this point.
Yep. That's right. I mean, dude, that's a staple around here, right? That's a mindset around here. And our listeners will lean in and appreciate it because we talk a lot about, look, man, you can leave the 99 to go save one. If we can save one, if you can stop one from happening tomorrow, that's a win. Then another one the day after that, another one the day after that. Well, what for you in the fitness journey was first? Was it stairs? Was it weightlifting? Had you been lifting, right, and getting in shape, and then found this sort of love for that clarity and space that just hammering those stairs gives you?
Well, I've always worked out my whole life, on and off through the years, from high school to, Marine Corps, then to wrestling, or to after the Marine Corps. And I just started working out. Well, working out isn't just about getting strong. It's also about your cardiovascular and getting your heart and your lungs there. And I don't know, I just got into the stair thing and it grew on me. And from that day forward, I've been doing stairs ever since. I work out every single day. I don't have a set day off. I let life take a day off for me. And that's if my kids doing something with my kids or this or that. But and people always will tell me you're working out too much. Who are you to judge?
Who tells you that though? The ones who
my body will tell me when I'm done working out. And I work out every day, and I do at least when I say I climb stairs for an hour, it's not even the hour. My goal is to burn 500 calories every time I climb stairs.
Nice.
Or even run. I've been running a lot lately on a treadmill, and my goal is to hit that. And if I don't hit that, I don't allow myself to hit that, to be honest with you. I just push myself through it. You know what I'm saying? There's days it sucks. There's days I don't go do it. But I have the never quit mentality. I won't quit. If I set myself up to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to fight through it. And if I could send this message out to other veterans and say, hey, let's quit making excuses for ourselves and feeling bad about ourselves or playing the victim role. Let's get you off the couch. Let's get you in the gym. Let's get you motivated. Let's get you pushing yourself to better yourself. To be honest with you, it's the best therapy in the world. Best therapy. It beats any pharmaceutical. It beats anything. When you go in there and really push yourself to your end.
Tell me the last time, guys listening, right? You guys listening, I want you to think about this. Tell me the last time you were feeling shitty and you went and worked out and you felt worse on the other side of that. Right? Like I know for me, if I'm in a bad way mentally in that space, same thing. It's the reason why I got to get up and get after it before I hit the rest of the day. I'm a morning workout guy, right? Like I either got to lift, hit the gym, do F3, do something. It's got to be a morning thing for me. You guys might be different in the way in which your schedule works out. I just got to get that done then, because then it sets me up for what the rest of it is. I'm like, dude, if I do a little something harder in the morning, I don't give a shit what gets thrown at me the rest of the day, which is a way to look at it. All right, Copper, tell me a little bit about, because Adam talked a little bit about, look, I got this idea. His brother gets around it. You must know his brother, Alan, and then you get thrown into this thing, and now it's on, because when I know this much, when our friend there gets an idea and something he gets pushing on, I mean, it's happening in some way, shape, or form. So take us back to just seeing Adam's stuff and being like, I got to do something here.
Yeah. So, as Adam said, he was in the Marine Corps. His older brother, Alan, was as well. And, us just being in the service, there's that brotherhood, no matter what branch that you served in, there's that camaraderie that comes with it. But there's also that that friendly kind of banter that goes back and forth amongst brothers, and that's what we all consider ourselves. And so, kind of a liken to sports teams. You're an Eagles fan, you're, like Super Bowls this Sunday, you're an Eagles fan, your brother's a Chiefs fan, you're going to give each other a hard time regardless. And so the reason I bring that up is Adam was a Marine. Alan started out in the Marine Corps, and I joke with him because he was a forced recon Marine, which, that's their special operations element, and they are an incredible element, to say the least. And then he left there and he came into my realm, which is Army Special Forces. And so I see him wearing this shirt, and we ended up working together later after we both left group. We worked in the same capacity, supporting government operations overseas. And Alan was wearing, we both follow each other on Instagram. I've got 56 Brave. He owns a company called Phalanx Concealment. And I would recommend you go check him out if you're a firearms individual. He makes phenomenal quality holsters.
Oh, nice.
And so we support each other in that small business realm. And I'd seen Never Quit Fit Dad on some of my Instagram stuff and had no idea that these two were ever related. Well, Alan posts a picture of Adam's t-shirt, and then kind of explains like, hey, this guy's doing this, but it doesn't say it's my brother. And so I'm like, that's strange. Like, that's kind of cool. I wonder what this is. And so I go immediately, I'm like, I recognize that handle. I recognize NeverQuitFitDad22. And so I'm like, is it someone I know? Is it someone from our community? What's the connection here? And as soon as I pulled up the picture, like, you're not mistaken that these two share DNA. I mean, they are very, very close, almost spitting image of each other. And so, so I reach out to Alan and I was like, hey man, obviously this is Adam Cooper. I'm assuming this is your little brother or older brother. I don't know. And so he's like, yeah, man, it's my, my little brother. And this
ain't nothing little about him. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. And so that's kind of like where it started. And then like the Marine Corps Army jokes kind of ensued. Alan's like, well, he was a Marine. I said, I won't hold it against him. And then, and Alan immediately will be like, dude, I was in the Marines. And I'm like, yeah, man. But like, you got smart and you joined the Army. And, so that banter is always there. And that's what I was getting at earlier with, giving each other a hard time. So I immediately told him, hey man, have your brother call me. And because I'd like to support it in any way I can. And then that is where the ball started to get into roll. Because my first question to Adam was, well, like, what are you doing? Not necessarily the event, but like, who all's on board with you? And he's like, well, I kind of have this one group that showed some interest, but they're kind of in the space, but they're not like, essentially, they're not checking in to be like, hey man, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Yep. And I think once I came on board with the thing that we have here, this synergy that is Aiken, South Carolina, with our veteran community. And I will put us up against any place in the world, because I believe in what we're doing here that much. Once I think Adam kind of met that energy and was like, whoa. And I'm like, yeah, man, like if this isn't what you're getting where you're at, like, this is what you need. This is what you got to have. And so he was all in. He's like, yeah, man. Like, so I kind of said, hey, these are some events that we've done in the past. Mm-hmm. This is what we want to do. I told him I want to assure that if this is done properly, this is his event. And as you know, obviously, Leslie, my wife, she ran across the state of South Carolina on a couple of occasions to raise money. And so I knew based off of some of those events that we've done, this is Adam's event. We want people to come on board that are, that have celebrity status, that have businesses, that can get the word out. We want them to PR their stuff, and we want to use their platforms that they already have to get the word out. But everyone needs to understand, like, this is all about Adam Cooper, Never Quit Fit Dad 22, his mission. And this is his idea. Like, this would, without Adam, this doesn't exist. I'm just essentially helping him with a location and bringing some energy to help him. Essentially, I am the support. Like, he's the main effort for anybody that's in the military. He's the mission. He's the main effort. Everyone else is just support on the day of. And because of what this cause is, we are coming 100%. I want this to be one of the best events that we've ever done. And like you said earlier, you know me, like I tell people, I've got a great team down here, and I've surrounded myself with a bunch of team members that are extremely reliable, and they hit base hits for me all day long so that I can swing for the fence.
Yep.
And I feel like that's my job. As you know, I'm the chairman of the Aiken County Veterans Council. Aiken County, as we like to say, is home to 18,000 veterans. So we have a large demographic of veterans in the community. South Carolina is made up of over 400,000 veterans that call South Carolina home. We're an extremely veteran friendly state. So it just fit for what, not necessarily for what he wants to do, but what was lacking for Adam at the time. When I met him, it was like, hey man, let's make this happen.
Yep.
And let's make it happen here. And fortunate for us, I mean, we feel very lucky to be a part of this thing and to be able to bring him into our family, because that's what this is. And he will continue to be part of the family going forward. And if we can build this thing into something big, one of the things that stood out from me when I first talked to him, and it almost, when I got off the phone with him, I looked at a buddy of mine because we were on a speakerphone, and I was like, that is, to me, with what I do as the chairman position and what we do with veterans around here, I was like, it's not necessarily the problem, but it's kind of one of the things, like trying to make people understand. And, Adam will tell you, like on the day of, he's like, I'm the mule, man. Like, use me. Adam, like right now, he knows that he is a tool in the process of making this, just like Ray and I, I say we were the shiny object when we walked to the State House. Green Beret, Navy SEAL, doing what? Adam is the shiny object on that day. He is the tool to make this happen. But as we were talking about it, we get wrapped up in these platforms, celebrity status, likes on Instagram, followers on Twitter and Facebook. And Adam made a comment. He's like, man, I'm nobody. Like, I don't have a platform. And I was like, and I kind of laughed, and I was like, well, we're going to change that. And that is my intent. My intent is to get the word out, but to give him a platform, because what he's doing is epic. Like, when I talk to people down here, everybody's like, you guys are doing what? And it is, I mean, this isn't a small feat. This isn't an easy challenge. This isn't just, oh, hey, we're going to go do this or that. I mean, I go to the gym hour and a half, I'm in and out, 22 hours. I know you're going to go into the event here in a minute, but I mean, we're kicking off in the middle of the day, like late, early evening, and we're going to be there all night long,
rocking all night.
And we're bringing in folks that are going to keep that energy going. And that's my job. My job is to roll out the red carpet when Adam hits the ground here, with the folks like yourself and the other guys that I've talked to, get the word out, the PR, because that's the message. But we want this to be an event that everybody enjoys. Like, we all, I think the last time you and I collectively were in the same space was last summer for the SE7. And we all pick up like we saw each other last weekend. And that's who we are as veterans. Like, we are able to kind of go off to conquer things that we've got to conquer. We come back like we've never been separated. And so I can't wait for the day of to have all of that energy in that building, because I know we're going to be laughing together. It'll probably be emotional at times. We're going to be giving each other, we're going to be ribbing each other throughout the whole thing. The camaraderie is going to be there, but I know without a doubt we are going to have a blast. I mean, like, to me, when I told somebody, like, afterwards, I was like, my stomach will probably be the thing that hurts the most, just from laughing. And, like, the people that are in this room, I know the antics that are going to ensue when we have a corporate gym, which I know you're going to get into, that has essentially, and these folks are amazing, and I will get into them in a second, but they have given me carte blanche. When I went to them and told them what I wanted to do, they were like, what do you want to do? Literally, what do you want to do? And I mean, I even mentioned they got a swimming pool.
Don't you love it, right?
I even mentioned talking to our boys from the SE7, like, I was like, would you guys be against it if we like scuba dived in the pool? And they just started laughing. So, not saying that we're going to do that, but who knows? Like, we may.
I got a local buddy who's also a swim coach, and I was like, I might need you to come down and coach them through a few laps. It's incredible. And Adam, it's like it's a team scenario, right? And so, basically you've got Lowell back in, CENTCOM, and he's like, all right, let me see what I can get here. Let me see what special I can get here. You just start pulling people in that want to be a part of this incredible thing. And there's no surprise, right, from us that it takes shape. Let me give a couple of details, right? Just some logistics, right? Here's what's going down. And then we're going to talk about what it's going to look like, right, when you guys are there. So 1 March, right? 1st of March, 4 p.m. start, Aiken, South Carolina, 22 hours, right? So you wrap up 2 p.m. the next day. So Herculean effort there, my friend. I mean, it's a day. So be ready for an incredible day. We've been working on through here at Pick Up the Six, through 56 Brave, through the friends at MaxFitness who are going to host for the day, through other organizations. We're talking to a lot of folks to try to get bodies down there. There's also going to be some really cool special operators that are going to be on site. They're going to be a part of this, going to be hanging, banging, clanging, joking around, helping get Adam through this. So that's what that's going to look like. Adam, before we talk about what you're going to be doing for 22 straight hours, because I want to lean back in there, I just heard Lowell Coppert say, this is about Adam Cooper. Adam Cooper, who is this about? Who is this event about?
This event is not really about Adam Cooper. This event is about veterans. This is about raising awareness to these veterans that are in a dark space, and to get them out of that dark space. This has nothing to do with me. I'm, like you guys keep saying, I'm just the mule, and that's exactly how I've been since day one. I don't need attention. I don't need a pat on the back. I don't need any of that stuff. I just need you guys, the people, to rally together to lift up veterans and to bring them out of a dark space. And so we can encourage more veterans to get in the gym, get themselves healthy, instead of just being in that dark space. And I'm willing to do anything I possibly can to help
even work out for 22 straight hours. All right. So what are you going to be doing for this time? You talked about stairs. You can be doing anything else, or are you just stair climbing for 22 hours?
To be honest with you, I would like to do stairs for at least 7 to 8 hours straight. That's just my ultimate goal. I've already done it for 5 hours with no problem. I literally went the next day and worked out. I didn't even take another day off. So if I can continue to push that, I'll push the limit. If I have to get down and run on a treadmill for a while just to loosen up the knees and the hips, I'll do that. If I have to go lift some weights for a little bit, I'll do anything.
You're going to get after it for 22 hours.
Yes, I'm not going to stop. If we have to jump in the pool and do laps, I'll jump in the pool and do laps. It's just, it's anything at this point. But I have a personal goal out of it to get at least 7 to 8 hours on the stairs. And
I love it.
That's just my personal goal. This is where it all started from, is me climbing stairs. This whole idea of me just being on stairs, that's where it came from. So it's kind of like a personal goal, and I would like to reach that. So
I love it.
That's probably where it's going to start. I might do a little quick weights to start the whole thing, just to get myself warmed up, because that's what my body's normally used to. And then I'll hit the stairs, and anybody that's in the area wants to come down and climb stairs, talk to me, get to know me, is more than welcome. I encourage you to come down. You can get on the stairs next to me, and I can talk and climb stairs at the same time.
I'm going to be there with you for sure. There'll be plenty of other people that will. We're definitely going to log some time. There's, I'd say, 3 ways you can kind of reach out, right? NeverQuitFitDad22 on Instagram, right? At Pick Up the Six on Instagram, at 56 Brave. If you're listening, you're like, I need some info. Tell me the location again, right? If you're just listening, you're not, we'll put all that in the show notes, but you can always reach out to the 3 of us that way, because we'll all be there day of. We're going to bring all the podcast stuff down. I'm going to bring workout clothes down, right? So we'll get after it, but we're going to record a bunch of interviews. We're going to share a lot of stories as we're going. We're going to talk to a lot of the people that are there and a part of it. Lowell, tell us just a little bit about our hosts, right? MaxFitness, where we're going to put this thing on. Sounds like they're just being incredible here, but where will we be that day?
So we are going to be at MaxFitness. I know that flyer has the address on it. I think it's like 1001 Corporate Parkway, Aiken, South Carolina. Megan and Mitch are the managers. I know them both personally. I've known them for a very long time. They're both amazing people, very accommodating. They have given us, like I said, carte blanche to the facility. So it is a very large corporate gym. Free weights, machines, treadmills, climbers, everything you name it. Sauna, there's multiple restroom facilities. There's a pool. There is some stuff to do. Some CrossFit kind of things, like, there's an area that has a turf portion where you can kind of move sleds back and forth.
Nice.
So there's a lot of stuff. It is open to the public. So there are going to be folks in there. We are doing our due diligence to try not to impact the membership as much as we can, but also that's what it's about. Like, we're coming in and saying, this is what we're doing. So you do not need to be a member of this gym to come in that day while we are doing this. As Adam said, this is about the message. You want to come in and just say, hey, you want to come in and just give Adam a thumbs up, support the effort, do an interview with Pick Up the Six podcast as to like why you support this. Any of that, come in. We're going to have a banner for people to sign. Just supporting the cause, just to be in the room to create the energy. We want that. We welcome you because it's support. It's saying, I support what you guys are doing, and I understand that this is a problem. We need to talk about it. We need to educate folks on it because that's the only way it fixes. Ray's going to be there, as Brian said. Ray Cash Care, Rudy Reyes is going to be there.
I even mentioned Rudy. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. So, and I've kind of joked like these two together create nuclear fusion inside that building.
It's fucking on till
based
the break
off
of dawn.
their energy.
Yeah.
I will not be responsible for that. But yeah. So, Ray talks about that when he does his 22 push-ups. When he's knocking out push-ups all day for an hour. Push-ups aren't saving lives, but that narrative and that message and the folks tuning in because he's doing it is creating, his push-ups are the hook. Just like, I said, him and I walk into my state house, was the hook, to get something accomplished. And that's what this is. As Adam said, he is the mechanism. We are just allowing that mechanism to shine as much as we can to create that hook, so that narrative starts to flow in the manner that it needs to, because frankly, this has gone on way too long, and we need to show folks that there is a problem. So we have, and I spoke to the director yesterday, Aiken County, the county next to us is Barnwell. We have a mental health center. It's the Aiken Barnwell Mental Health Center. I sit on its board of directors. And the director, I spoke to her last night about what we're doing, and she is, beside herself. She was like, "This is amazing! Like, this is so great that you guys are doing this." She's already pledged her support. They will be there. I've asked her to even bring, even though they are just all mental health, which is essentially. We are focusing on this one veteran aspect, but we are actually, like Adam said, it's about the entire situation, the awareness of mental health in the United States, and what we need to do to try and fix what is becoming a larger problem. They're on board. They're going to be down, supporting some of it. They're experts. This is what they do. This is their field of study. They are trained in this kind of stuff, so that helps too. But just the buzz that's behind this, everyone that's on board so far is meeting us with the same passion that I'm going to them with. And that is always, when you're trying to get something done, that's a very good feeling. And I think that's the space that Adam's in now. I think he was kind of going down this path, and he was I'm sure there were some times where he was like, man, is this, what's going to be on the other end of this? And I hope that when we got off the phone the first time, he was like, wow, like there's some passion. Like this dude wants to do this with me as much as I want to. And so, and that's what I hope to create on that day. And so when I said that this event is about Adam, that's the aspect that I'm getting at. Like, it's about getting that narrative out. But as I've told Adam, all of the folks that I'm bringing are to help him achieve his goal of doing that 22 hours. And then as he's accomplishing his mission, we all collectively are accomplishing the bigger mission. And then that mission continues to go on long after we've, once we've hit that 22-hour mark, the mission doesn't stop. It's an ongoing process. So, we are very pumped with everything that we got going on. As far as like the Max Fitness folks, haven't pinned it down 100%, but it's very close to being a 100% deal. They're going to let me set a DJ up inside the gym.
This thing's going to be banging. Well, you're going to have to do something at 3 a.m, right?
So
we got to keep it rolling.
We may have a DJ that kicks off in the building at like 10 o'clock in the evening, so they really are. And that's, I brag about where I live at a lot, because no matter what it is that we're doing down here, whether it's we're helping homelessness, or whatever we're working together to try and collectively fix down here as a community, people rally, and they rally strong. And so
we've seen it. You've seen it every time you've thrown something together like this, right?
You've seen it firsthand. And then that's the thing too, is like, this is, like I come to people and I'm like, hey man, I have these crazy ideas. And a couple of days ago, I called a few of the guys and said, hey man, I just haven't told you thanks, enough in the last, little while about like these crazy ideas I come up with. I'm like, but this isn't my crazy idea, So like, which I love even more, because I'm like, hey man, there's somebody out there crazier than I am, that, like, I'm bringing someone else. Like, this isn't my idea. Like, I just found out about it, and of course I'm jumping on it. Because it needs to get done. And so that was kind of the funny thing behind it, because everybody's like, what are you doing? I'm like, whoa, it ain't me. I'm like, I'll be in the building.
We need to get you to hard commit to a certain amount of hours. We need to get you today to commit to some level. I mean, my man's talking about 7-8 hours on the stairs. I mean, we got to get you on record with some kind of.
Are you like, do I need to check the oil while I'm under the bus right now?
Maybe, I know. We're going to do something. I know that much, right? We're going to have a great time. We're going to support our friend and our brother here as he goes through this incredible feat to raise awareness, right? And what we're asking you guys to do is be a part of it. So there's a couple ways to be a part of it. One, reach out to all 3 of us, right? At Pick Up the Six, at NeverQuitFitDad22, at 56Brave. Follow all 3 of those accounts now and on that day, right? Because we'll be updating throughout the day, right? Adam will be posting throughout the day. We'll be posting content. Lowell Coppert and 56Brave will post. So follow all 3 of those accounts so you can see what we're doing that day. If you can get your tail to Aiken SC, nearly 20,000 veterans in that community. So we're kicking it up a notch, right, Lowell? Not just nearly 20,000.
Appreciate that.
Right, great place to be. Great patriotic community. Get down there, right? 4 p.m. on the 1st till 2 p.m. on the 2nd. Come be a part of this thing with us. You can walk in the door and participate. But if you can't get there, right? And if you're following along as we're on social media, I know we've got a charity that we want folks to help, right? So Adam, tell us a little bit about where we're encouraging folks to go make donations as well, because that's another way they can be a part of this thing.
Well, I'm selling shirts. They can buy a shirt from me, and I'm going to take that money and donate it once I collectively get it all together. I got with Lowell, and we're going to donate it, and I'll let him talk about that portion of it.
Yeah, whenlifesucks.org, right? Is the foundation that's going to be a beneficiary, right, Lowell? We kind of hammered that down.
Yeah, that's correct. And they do in conjunction, and it's like how all these things always end up tying together unexpectedly is always kind of the really kind of cool part behind all of this stuff. So like, I mean, obviously you and I have talked about this before, like some of my ties to some of your other podcasts that I'm not even in. And, those kind of things, those underliers. Well, Adam, I meet him, we talk about this. I'm involved with an organization called When Life Sucks that's run by a friend of mine named Patrick Ellswick in the upstate of South Carolina. Phenomenal organization. The guy has a tremendous amount of passion for veterans and taking care of folks. He's a fellow Marine, huge heart guy, very, very passionate, and they run a great organization. They every year run a Save the 22 dinner just by chance. So it was kind of one of those things where it was like these two were made to be together.
Yeah, it's not coincidence. It's not coincidence. No doubt.
Exactly. And so, like, I'm a firm believer in things happen for a reason. And so, Adam was like, oh man, maybe I'll get my brother involved. And that's all it took. Alan posted that photo. I saw it. And then it just, essentially it's kind of like that, that fire just kind of took hold and now it's spread.
That's right.
And so I reached out to Patrick, told them what we've got planned. And he was 100% on board. He's like, yeah, I think it's a great idea. We've been more than happy to accept those donations. There is a pay platform on When Life Sucks website where you can literally go on and make a donation. As Adam said, he's selling shirts. 56 Braves getting involved with cutting a portion of our donations to that. We're going to create a code that we'll blast out probably in the next week. I'll have to get with the back end of our business to do that. We will have stuff for sale on site at MaxFitness while we're,
nice.
While Adam's in there, butt banging it out. So that will be there. When Life Sucks will be on site at MaxFitness when we're there the day of. And then essentially, we will go help them on the back end on April 22nd in Anderson, South Carolina, when they do their Save the 22 event up there. And that is a very, just to give you the idea of what a type of player they are in the market of veteran service organizations. Their dinner last year raised, I don't want to put them on blast, but it raised hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, no joke, serious.
So I mean, one of the auction items 2 years ago that they raffled off was a signed piece of headgear from General George Patton. And I think that thing by itself went for $25,000.
Yeah, no kidding.
And these are items that they get donated to their organization to raise money for the great things that they do all year long.
Yep.
They're a great organization. When Life Sucks on Instagram, as Brian said, check out their website. Great guys. Doing a lot of great things, not just in the state of South Carolina. They're doing a lot of stuff on the East Coast and around the country too. So
here we sit on 10 February, right? We'll be together in mere 19 days. We got a short month, 28 days. We'll kickstart 4 p.m. March 1st, right there at Max Fitness, Aiken, South Carolina. Encourage you guys to follow our 3 Instagram accounts, right? Because you'll get updates. We'll be there on the ground, right? So that's at 56 Brave, at Pick Up the 6 SIX, and at NeverQuitFitDad22. And our man Adam Cooper is going to be banging out thousands of steps, probably a bunch of reps, maybe some swimming. I might hit some sauna time. Sounds pretty good. IHC, but it's going to be a great time for a great cause, and it's a purpose-driven reason to get together, to celebrate, to laugh, to maybe get to cry if you get emotional, but to remember that we leave no man behind, whether on the battlefield or when they come home. And if our goal is to impact one life from doing what we're going to do here in 19 days, then that'll be a victory. And we know you guys will be watching and supporting. So, man, I'm just grateful for both of you. Can't wait to see you both. Going to get after it. Stay hydrated, Adam. All right. Stay loose. Yes. Copper, get on the stair machine a few days between now and then. All right, to prep up.
Yeah.
I know you just climbed the mountain recently, so you've got some experience.
Clearly, this guy he's got the belt. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's taking the belt from Adam. I know for a fact that he's already been on that stair stepper for at one point 5.5 hours because Alan shared that with me.
Crazy.
And I was joking. I was like, the 22 challenge for me would be 22 minutes on that stair stepper.
All right, well, we'll see if we can get you there. I'm sure we can get you there.
Yeah, I think maybe I can get 22 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah. It's going to be great, guys. Can't wait for it. Yeah, you might as well. We'll see you guys. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, fellas. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it.
Appreciate it.
Coop, be ready, man. Stay good. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. It's Adam Cooper. It's Lowell Copper. I'm Brian Jodis. That's been this episode of Pick Up the 6 podcast.